You've probably watched videos about typography and learned the names of all different parts of the letters. X-height, baseline, descenders, stems. You know the difference between serif and sans serif. And maybe you even played around with kerning. But has any of this actually helped you make more creative text designs? Perhaps not. So today we'll look at 5 tips that'll help you get more creative with your text. And these ideas work with practically any illustration or photo editing program. So let's jump in. First up is a workflow hack, iteration. This is a way you can get a massive amount of ideas on the page fast and not suffer from creative block. Let's start with a basic brand name in plain text. I'll create some text here. Let's call it the Daily Grind Coffee. Now you may want to experiment with different fonts. Instead of just changing the font here, I'll make a copy. And then with that copy selected, I'll click my font drop down. And let's play with some fonts here. I like this one. But let's look at what other ones look like too. Make a copy. Select the font drop down. Let's try that one. Let's do some more. And now we have a bunch of ideas that we can reference. But that's only the first step. Now let's go horizontally and start experimenting with the position of the words. Let's copy this first example. Now I want the words to be separate objects. So I'll copy it 4 times. Let's get rid of these words here. Let's get rid of these words. Get rid of this. So each word is going to be a separate object I can move. And now let's start experimenting with the design. I'll take this. Let's make it bigger. Maybe we want grind there. Maybe coffee goes here. The's a little thing there. Let's move it like so. We're just trying different ideas. So now this will go here. Let's copy it. And let's apply this other font to it. This font was called Black River. I'll select this text, set it to Black River. And we have to make adjustments for this font. And we can go down and keep changing the font. Nothing needs to be perfect in this case. We're just trying to get basic ideas on the page. So here we have some new ideas of how to organize our text. I see this font here. It gives me some ideas. Let's make a copy of it. Just drag it over. Let's try something like this. So here we have a new idea. And here we can get a bunch of ideas on the page. And of course, if you had some other graphic you wanted to work in there too, you could also add that in. Maybe you want a version where this cup is down over here. And you can keep on experimenting. When you're done with this process, you'll have a complete visual library to reference and choose from. Now for tip number 2, and that's to remember that text is a vector, and you can edit them with vector tools. This is a great way to add custom modifications to fonts. I'm using a font called Playpaper. I like the way it looks, but I want to make some changes to it. So most programs will let you convert your text to curves. I'm using Affinity right now. I can select both these objects. I'll right-click on them, and I'll say Convert to Curves. I'll click on this, and I can see my letters are actually individual shapes. Now one thing to be aware of is that you lose the textability in this situation. You can't retype the text anymore, but we can make other modifications. For example, this font is supposed to look like it's cut out of paper. I don't want the same letters to look identical. So I want these 2 F's to look a little different. So I'll select one of them. Let's click the points down here. Maybe drag it. Let's drag this over here. Let's take this, drag it up like so. Maybe I'll just rotate one here, make it a little smaller. Let's again use the node tool to change it up a little bit. So now our F's have a little more individual personality. Now I like the O here, but I actually want to add a space in the middle. So I'll just draw a circle. I'll select the O and my circle, and I'll use some Boolean tool to subtract it out. Subtract. Now my O has a circle. I could delete this O here, use the other O, drag it down, maybe just change the shape a little bit so it doesn't look exactly the same. And I could do the same thing with the E's. I'll rotate it. Let's do a Boolean subtract. Let's delete the other E. Copy this, rotate it, and we can also modify this one a little bit. You can make all sorts of custom changes to fonts as you like. Now for tip 3, alternative glyphs. The way a character looks in a font is called a glyph. Premium fonts often have multiple glyphs for a single letter. For example, there's this font here called Retro Fancy on Creative Fabrica. I've installed it on my computer. Let's see if we can get text to look like this. So this is the thumbnail for the font. I'll select the text tool. Let's type retro, and then fancy. Now right away you notice something. Notice the O at the end of the word here. It has this tail. But my O over here does not have that. Also look at the T here. This T doesn't have that. And most dramatically, this Y with the long tail doesn't have that either over here. So did this font lie to us? Well, not exactly. What we'll have to do is look at this font with a glyph browser. Here in the Affinity program, I can go to Window, Text, and I'll select Glyph Browser. And I have Retro Fancy selected. If I scroll through, I can see all the glyphs with that font. So for example, this is the T that we saw in the thumbnail over here. So in my text, I can highlight it. Then I'll click on this T, and now we have the alternative glyph. Let's do the same thing with the O. I'll select the O. Let's look through the glyph browser. Where does that O appear? Looks like it's this here. I'll double click that. And we have our O with the tail. Let's try the Y. I'll select the Y. And that looks like it's this one here. So I'll double click this. And we have our fancier tail. Now if you're new to Affinity and you want to learn it from the ground up, check out my beginner course. It contains over 90 lessons covering everything from vectors and photos to text effects and adjustments. No experience in design software is required. I'll put a link in the description below. Now another way you can make your text stand out is to use blend modes. Blend modes change how a text layer is mixed with the layer below it. I know this topic scares a lot of people, but let me give you a quick tip for getting some cool results fast. I have this text that says Wild West, and the text is black. Now when your text is pure black or pure white, most of the blend modes aren't going to have that interesting an effect. If I scroll through here and change the blend modes, not a lot is changing. Sometimes it fully disappears. The same thing happens if I make my text white. Pure white often isn't going to have much of an effect with the blend modes, or it's just going to make it disappear. What I recommend doing is making your text middle gray. So I'll select my text here. Let's make it about 50% gray. It doesn't have to be exact. And now if I select the different blend modes, I get more interesting results. There is a logic to how blend modes work. I have a full video on that. But if you're in a rush, just try this method. I think things like color dodge or color burn end up looking really cool. And you can also change the color once you find a blend mode you like. So maybe drag around here, get different colors, and see how the effect is applied. And you can also change the opacity of the layer too. So you don't have to be a blend mode expert to try out some ideas and see what looks cool. Finally, don't overlook the power of textures. In Affinity, it's super easy to apply textures to your words. I have my text here, and I have this layer of some gold glitter texture. Let me drag it over my text. Here in the layer stack, I'll click, drag, let go over the name, and now the texture is inside. Super straightforward to do. Here's another example, water. I have a water image. Let's position it roughly. I'll drag the image over the text, let go, and now we have some water in our text. I could even use a brush to add some texture. Let's create a new layer. Select the paintbrush. Now I'll drag that paint into my text, and now we have some extra texture there. Do you have any creative tips for working with typography? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to master all these tools I showed you in this video, check out my Affinity for Beginners course. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.